Welcome back to Topic Thursday. This week's topic, superheroes. James Pax asks, what are your thoughts on Invincible? The series looks pretty intense, but I do like the idea of J.K. Simmons voicing one of the main characters, Omni-Man. Are there any superheroes that you consider as role models? I consider All Might from Boku no Hero Academia to be a role model, especially when he takes Midoriya under his wing. What are your favorite animated superhero TV shows? I like the original Powerpuff Girls series, the original Teen Titans series, and Crypto the Superdog. And while I haven't seen every episode, I do also like DC's Supergirl, or Hero Girls, the one developed by Lauren Faust. Frankfurt the Orange asks, what's your favorite superhero from the DC EU/Marvel universe? Of DC, I like Batman, and of Marvel, I like Deadpool and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Favorite moment in superhero movies? I like the dance-off in Guardians of the Galaxy where Star-Lord distracts the Big Bad, or the scene in the Suicide Squad where Harley Quinn goes on a rampage and flower petals are everywhere. Her favorite superhero design from old to current designs? I would say Raven from Teen Titans. Her design is pretty consistent and still catches that air of mystique. Crane Productions 27 asks, who was the first superhero of either film or TV you were introduced to? Honestly, I don't really remember. The closest thing I can think of is the Powerpuff Girls. Is there a superhero you're not fan of? Honestly, I don't think there's a superhero that I'm not really fond of. There may be some that I'm not completely familiar with, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't like them. And he, along with another user, DCQT8CB, asks, if you could be a superhero of any kind, what sort would you be and why? I would either be a kind of superhero that uses my artistic skills to create temporary sentient assistance, or one who uses my singing voice to stop villains and cure my fellow heroes. Dylan T. Productions asks, of the three Powerpuff Girls, who has to be your least favorite? Boy, that's a tough one, since each one has their own unique qualities. Though I will say that I sometimes have problems with Buttercup, since there are times when she can be too abrasive, such as when she was knocking out other villains' teeth for money from the Tooth Fairy, or when she destroyed Bubbles' chalk on the playground. Powerpup 97 asks, are you more into Marvel or DC? Honestly, that's a tough question for me to answer, since there are some elements of both that I like, and there are some elements that I'm not familiar with. Do you think the Powerpuff Girls should have performed more totem pole trances more often? Or do you think Bubbles should have had more moments where her stomach growled? For the first one, if the situation would call for it, I think it would have been cool to see more moments like that. Blossom, of course, being the leader, would still pose as the head of the disguise. As for the second one, maybe one or two occasions, and we can't leave the other sisters out either. Since the Justice Friends on Dexter's Lab are parodies of the Marvel superheroes, would it have been interesting to see others represented? If so, which Marvel characters would you have liked to see parodies on? Absolutely cool indeed. I think it would be cool to see characters portraying some members of the X-Men or the Guardians of the Galaxy. Are you excited about the upcoming Powerpuff Girls reboot that Craig McCracken is working on? If it's still in production, yes. Do you find it annoying that fans of Batman the Animated Series keep forcing people to believe it's the quintessential cartoon and making it sound like everyone is required by law to love it? Slightly, but given how good that interpretation of Batman is, I honestly don't blame them. Not to say I would force people into believing that. More likely, I would encourage people to check it out. And your local Sesame Street fan guy asks, what Dragon Ball superhero is your favorite? Even though I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, I will say I enjoy Goku. Thank you for your questions.